Hello children, today we are going to start with the displacement time graph. Now we are going to study about the different type of graphs in this. That's the displacement time graph, then velocity time graph, as well as acceleration time graph. Now if the body is moving in a straight line path, okay, and its motion is in one dimension, so we call it as linear or rectilinear motion, right? This we had previously also discussed, that if the body is moving in a straight line path, we say that it's linear motion. So today we are going to see all the graphs which will be only on the basis of one dimensions. So here we have displacement time graph, velocity time graph, and acceleration time graph are all these three aspects we will be studying. Now here we are just going to study about the motion in one dimension, that is the motion in straight line. Okay, since the motion of direction, okay, does not change, so the displacement time graph and distance time graphs are same. Now why it is one and the same? Because we are here only going to speak about the motion of a particular body in a straight line only. Okay, just the straight line, we are just considering one dimensional motion. Okay, so that is the reason here the distance time graph, displacement time graph will be same, velocity time graph and speed time graphs will be same. Okay, they will differ in 2 and 3 dimensional motions. 2 and 3 dimensional motions, they will be different in these two conditions. When we are talking about 3 dimensional motions, then that time it is in considering in the form of space. Okay, and when we are studying about two dimensional motion, that time it will be motion of a curved line, so that will be two dimensional. So here it is a straight line motion, therefore displacement time graph, distance time graph are same, velocity time graph and speed time graph are also same. So let us start with the first aspect, that is the displacement time graph. So here I have just drawn the graph over here. So when we are talking about displacement time graph, always the displacement will be on the x-axis, okay, and time, which is in seconds, will be on the x-axis. Okay, displacement on the y-axis, time on the x-axis, displacement y, time x, don't forget this. Okay, so this is a normal graph of displacement time graph. Then from this graph, on the basis of this graph, we can find the velocity. What is velocity? Velocity is the rate of change of displacement with time. So we can find out the velocity. So how can we find the velocity? We can find the velocity by finding the slope of the displacement time graph. So if we find the slope of the displacement time graph, we can get the velocity. Now what is the slope? For every graph, we need to find out the slope of the graph. Okay, slope of the graph is nothing but it will give us the value when we divide the y-axis with the x-axis. Any 2 points on the y-axis, when we divide with any 2 points on the x-axis, we get the slope of the graph. Okay, we get the slope of the graph. So here slope of the displacement time graph which is there, okay, it will give me the velocity. So slope will be positive. Okay, the slope will be positive if the body is moving away from the straight point, moves away from the starting point or the reference point. If it is moving away from the, if this is the starting point, if it is moving away from the reference point or the starting point, slope will be positive. And if the body is coming back, okay, if it is coming back towards the starting point or the reference point, then the slope will be negative. These all aspects also we will see. What is the slope of the graph? As I told you, slope of the graph will give me the velocity. Okay, slope of the graph is nothing but 2 points on the y-axis minus divided with 2 points on the x-axis gives me the slope. When you will be studying in graph, you will study more in details about slope. But for in physics, I will just be telling you that slope is nothing but 2 points on y-axis divided by 2 points on the x-axis, and the slope of the displacement will be giving me the velocity. So this is the displacement time graph. So few conditions you should know, or few criteria or things you should know for while drawing the displacement time graph. First thing, displacement on the y-axis, okay, then time on the x-axis will be there, okay, and then we are going to determine the slope which gives me the velocity. So I hope that these aspects are very clear. Now let us proceed further. Now first we are going to consider a situation, that is that first situation is that if the position of the body does not change with time, the body is stationary. Now how can we say this? For example, let us see that if the body is, okay, if the body is at a position here, okay, if the body is, say for example, okay, the body is here, okay, and for 1 second the body is here, for 2 seconds the body is here, for 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. So here the body is at this point itself, it's not moving at all. So what can we say about this body? We will say that the body is at rest, or we will say that the body is stationary, right? So this is the first case of the displacement time graph. If the position of the body does not change with time, okay, can you see, as the time is increasing the body is stationary, it is at rest. So we can say that the displacement, okay, even if you measure the displacement at any instant, time will be, okay, the same time you will get, okay, all the displacement as measured from the origin at all instant is same as that t equals to 0. So here you can see that they have given the statement that the body is said to be stationary, as I told you, and the displacement as measured from the origin at all instants. So from at all instants we can say as that is same as we measure at 0, okay, at all instant the position of time is 0. So how did I plot this graph? Okay, and here I say OP, okay, this is OP is the distance of the body from the origin, okay, OP is the distance of the body from the origin, and it remains same at each instant, okay, it is same at each instant. So how did we do this? For example, we said that a position of the body is not changing with the time if the body is stationary. So here the body is stationary, okay, at displacement we have taken certain value. If why we have not taken 0, then it would not be, we could not show the clearly the value, okay. So here at this 1 second it is at, say for example, this is 22, okay, this is 22, at 1 second it is 22, 2 second 22, 3 second 22. So if you see at every position, okay, at every position it is at the same point. So here we say that OP is the distance and it remains same at every instant, at every timing. So what can we say? Okay, from this what will we say? The displacement time graph, okay, the displacement time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis. Can you see? It's a straight line parallel to the time axis when the position of the body is at rest, okay. So from this what can we say? Here we can conclude from this stating that if the position of the body is not changing with time, body is stationary, displacement from all the time instants will be 0. So you can say straight line at every instant of time it is 0. So displacement time graph is parallel to the time axis, okay, it is parallel to the time axis when, if the position of the body does not change with time. I hope this is clear. So first case, position of body does not change with time if the body is stationary, and the displacement time graph will be parallel to the time axis, it will be parallel to the time axis, okay. So here OP will be the distance traveled, okay, the distance which it has traveled, okay. Here distance and displacement are two different terms, right? So this will be the distance, but the displacement is 0 because it is over there itself, not 0, it is at rest, okay, it is at rest. Now let us go to the other case. I hope this is clear with everyone. Position of the body is not changing with time, okay, when the body is stationary, okay, and the displacement measured will be whatever the value is being given over here, okay. Now let us go to the second case. Now second case involves that if the body is moving with a uniform velocity, okay, if the body is moving with uniform velocity. Now what is the definition for uniform velocity? We had studied, right? We had studied about uniform velocity as well as uniform speed. So we say that a body is in uniform velocity when, if it is traveling equal distances in particular direction, equal intervals of time, okay. So when can we say that a body is having uniform velocity? We can say that when it has equal distances, okay, in equal intervals of time, then we can say that it's the body is moving with uniform velocity. So here its displacement will be increasing in each second by the same amount. Now how will I get the graph? So displacement time graph is a straight line inclined to the time axis, it's inclined to the time axis. So If the body is moving with a uniform velocity, that is covering equal distances in equal intervals of time, the graph, okay, the graph of displacement time graph is a straight line inclined to the time axis, now here you can see that there is a graph of displacement time, and here the particular body is moving with a uniform velocity. So you can just see, okay, in this diagram I have drawn the taken the example number 1. Okay, so you just compare in example number 1. Everybody see on page 37, the small example 1, you have to see this table. So here first you see the time in 0 seconds, displacement in 0 seconds, time 1, displacement 10, time 2, displacement 20, time 3, displacement 30, 40, 50. So if you see, these are all in uniform velocity. There is a uniform velocity. So if the body is moving with uniform velocity, the graph is a straight line inclined to time axis. So here, when a body is in uniform velocity, for a body moving with uniform velocity, its displacement is directly proportional to the time. Okay, that means displacement increase, time increase, displacement decrease, time decrease. So displacement is directly proportional to the time period. So this, when is this scenario, when is this case? Only when the body is moving with uniform velocity, only when the body is moving with uniform velocity. Now here we have seen that this particular car, okay, this example we have taken of the car is moving with a straight path in a uniform speed, and these are the displacement point, that is a starting point at different instants. So here we plotted the graph for this. Same graph here they have shown, but now we are here going to find out the slope of the car. Okay, now here the velocity of the car can be obtained by finding the slope of OP. So here we are going to find out the slope of this particular straight line OP. So how are we going to take? How are we going to do that? So first you are supposed to take, okay, here you are supposed to take 2 points A and B on line OP. Okay, so we can take any 2 points, even you can take these 2 points, even you can take these 2 points, any 2 points you can take. Okay, here for example I'll just show you. Here I can take these 2 points, okay, or else I can take these 2 points, or else I can take these bigger 2 points also to find out the slope. Okay, any 2 points on AB you will take. So here they have taken these 2 points A and B. Okay, so they made a triangle like that. After marking this, we have to just join over here. Okay, you can just make lines over here, or else simply A, B, this you can make it over here. So A, B, C, this is the triangle you made. Now velocity of the car, how to obtain? The slope of line OP, as I told you, any 2 points over here, okay, we have to take these 2 points, okay, and then you have to take these 2 points. So how? Okay, now just see over here. So AB on line OP, and draw perpendiculars AD and BE on y-axis. So can you see AD, here AD, BE, AD, BE, okay, as well as AFBG, AFBG on x-axis. Now how will we do the, how will we find the slope? Now see here, slope of the line we have taken it as BC upon CA. Okay, here 2 lines, 2 points we had taken, just join this and make a triangle, these 2 points, okay, so BC upon CA, which is what? Which is nothing but E, okay, here ED upon GF. Can you see? ED upon GF. Now see the points how you have to take. Just see, as I told you, slope can be also found by y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Okay, x2 minus x1. So here I will take this as x1, this as x2. Why? Because these are the continuous points over here. These are the continuous points over here. Then I can take here, what will I do? y2, y1. Now see how what they have done. Okay, here simply they told you to take this things, the distance of this, but if you write x2 this x1 x2 and y2 y1 y2, it will be more easy for you. Now What is the value of y2? So slope is nothing but what? y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So what is y2? 40. What is y1? 20. What is x2? 4. What is x1? 2. So 40 minus 20 gives me 20. 4 minus 2 gives me 2. So answer is 10 meter per second. Got it? Did you understand? Now if you take these 2 points, okay, let me take these 2 points now. Okay, if I take these 2 points now, here and here. So what is y2 over here? So same way slope y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Okay, so here p corresponds to 50. Okay, here let me take q. Q corresponds to 30. P corresponds to, say here I will take m. Okay, so p corresponds to m, 5. This is y2, sorry, x2, and this particular q corresponds to 3. So this is x1. Okay, so here see x1, x2, 5 minus 3. So what is the answer? 20 upon 2. What is the answer? 10 meter per second. So did you see? Any instant you take, you will get the same answer for the slope. So I hope this is clear. Okay, so greater the slope, more inclined the straight line, more higher will be the velocity. Okay, the slope, if the slope is greater, more will be the velocity. But I hope this is very clear to you, how to find out the slope. So if you use this y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus, it will be very easy for you. You just have to write the points on that. I hope this is clear. This is case 2. In case 2 we say if the body is moving with uniform velocity, okay, the displacement time graph will be a straight line inclined to the time axis. Okay, now let us see case number 3. Now what is this case 3 actually? Okay, now here you can see in case 3, okay, if the body, okay, one more, just a second, one note is there about this, about the same case which we have, the case 2 which is there. In case 2 they have given a small note stating that if the displacement which is there, okay, if the displacement is, okay, this is the note of it. I'll explain you after we are done with case 3. Okay, let me go towards case 3 first. Now case 3 is what? Case 3 is the body moving with a varying speed, that is with variable velocity, okay, and the displacement time graph is not a straight line but it will be a curve. Now we studied that when the body is at rest, the displacement time graph is a straight line. Then we studied when a body is moving with uniform velocity, the displacement time graph is what? Inclined towards the time axis. Now third is when the body is in variable velocity, the graph will be a curve, not a straight line. Now how it will be? Okay, we will be just demonstrating that. Let us proceed further. Before I go to case 3, let us see example 2. Sorry for the confusion, children. So let us go to the example number 2, which is that it shows how the displacement time graph can be positive or negative. Case 3 we will see it. Okay, now how it will be positive or negative, this particular graph, let us see. Now here you can see that this particular displacement time graph is given of a ball, okay, which is moving in a perfectly smooth floor when it hits the wall at time 6 seconds, t equal to 6 seconds, and then comes back along the same line. So we can say that, we can conclude here that the ball is there, okay, this particular ball is moving in a straight line, okay, and it hits a wall over here. So it will move in a straight line, it hits a wall, and then it is coming again back to the same position. So as I told you, okay, when a particular body is going away from the reference point, it will be, velocity will be positive, and when it is returning, okay, when it is returning again back, we will say that it will be negative, right? It will be having negative slope. So let us see how it can be demonstrated. Now here they have just drawn the graph for it. So here you can see at 0 0, then at 2 time 2 seconds it is 20, then at 4 seconds it is 40, then at 6 seconds it is 60. Now it hits over there and it is coming back to the position. Again at 8 seconds it is 45, 10 seconds it is 30, then at 12 seconds it is 15, and then finally 14 it is 0. Now here when we join the two lines, we have two different straight lines over here. So first we'll find out the slope of this line and then the slope of this line. So slope of line OA, okay, if you see the slope of line OA, it is 60 minus 0. Where is 60? 60, right? So here we will say this is the y2 minus y1, 60 minus 0. Okay, so here we will say 60 minus 0, y2 minus y1. Okay, then here we will say 6 minus 0, okay, 6 seconds, x2 minus x1. So 10 meter per second, we got it as positive, right? Now it is moving towards the what starting point. So here how it will be 0, okay, 0 minus 60. So here this is what this will be. Here we will take it as this will be our y1 value, this will be our y2 value, and this will be our y1 value. Okay, so here simply we will take y2 will be 0, y1 will be 60. So y2 is 0 minus 60, and this will be x2 minus 14 seconds minus 6 seconds, which is 8. So minus 60 upon 8, which is minus 7.5 meter per second. Here what you are going to understand is that how it is positive and negative. How the values you get, the slopes you will get positive or negative. How are you getting it? It's because you are moving away from the starting point, your slope is positive. When you are coming back again to the starting point, then the slope is negative. Okay, this is what is explained here. So the slope of line OA is positive, which represents uniform motion with a velocity of 10 meter per second, and this is representing the uniform motion of the ball with a velocity 7.5 meter per second. Now I will come back to the note of this before case 3. Okay, just a small confusion was there. I will explain you case 3 now. Okay, before that there is given, the note is given that displacement time graph can never be a straight line, okay, which is parallel to the displacement. Now this displacement time graph can never be a straight line which is parallel to displacement axis. Okay, it cannot be like that. Why? But if it is so, okay, this would mean that the distance covered by the body in a certain direction increases without increase in time. So this will be what? Only the time is same, but the distance is increasing. Will it happen like that? No, it can't happen. At every second the displacement will also change, but we can't say that at 5 seconds displacement is 30, displacement is 40. No, it cannot be like that. So velocity will be at infinite. So such cases not possible. What is not possible? Displacement time graph can never be parallel to displacement axis. Okay, I hope all these cases are very clear. Now let us see the last case, which is the third case. We'll go to the third case. The third case is that if a body is moving with a varying speed, that is with a variable velocity, the displacement time graph, it's not a straight line but it is a curve. Now if it is a variable velocity, what is variable velocity? It is distances which are covering in unequal intervals of time, okay, unequal distances in unequal intervals of time, which will be giving me the variable velocity. So here we have just plotted the points. So here you can see that example is given. Okay, the velocity at any instant can either be obtained by finding the slope of the gradient by drawing a tangent on the curve. Okay, you know what is a tangent? For a circle you draw a line over the circumference of the circle is called as a tangent. So first we will plot this particular graph. So time 0, 0, 2, 5:30, okay, 5:30 and 6 and 47. Now here if you see, they have drawn a tangent here, so like this. Okay, here there is a tangent which is drawn over here. The same points are there. These are the tangent which is drawn, and this tangent is extended and then the points are recorded. So here you can see that here B, C, D and A. Okay, so this is the displacement time graph of variable velocity, which is a curve. A particular tangent is drawn to it and then the 2 points are taken for it. So here first B point, here D and here C. So velocity of the body at a time 5 seconds when the displacement is 30 is obtained by finding the tangent BD, which is drawn to the curve. So here we are going to take time as 5 and displacement as 30 seconds. So how are we going to do this? So let us mark. So slope is nothing but what? BC upon CD. So what is BC? Okay, what will be B on the y-axis? This will be y2, this will be y1. What will be 7? 7 will be x2, x1. So we got the 2 points here, 2 points here, 2 points here, 2 points here. So finally find out 50 minus 10, 40, 7 minus 3, 4, so 10 meter per second. So the velocity of the body at t equals to 5 and s equals to 30 is 10 meter per second. Now here this is variable, it's traveling with a variable velocity. So here the velocity will be different, the slopes will be different. If you take another 2 points, you will get different value. Other two, now here we had taken 5 and 30. Okay, here we took 5 and 30 as the point. So you got it as when we calculated the time at 5 and the displacement at 30, slope we got it as 10. But if you take another coordinates like 2 and 10, okay, for 2 and 10 if you take, you will get another slope. So you can get slopes different. Okay, so see, the slope of the curve at different is different at different points. So the velocity is different at different instants. So here if you see, you will get different types of slopes. Why? Because the body is moving with a variable velocity. That's why you will get a different type of slopes. So I hope this is clear. How did we get it, right? 50, we took this as 50. 50 means this will be y2, this will be y1, this will be x2, this will be x1. So y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 is 50 minus 10 upon 7 minus 3. So you get 10 meter per second. So this is how we found the slope for the third case. And what will be the slope will be different. Different for what? Different if it is in the variable velocity. So I hope all the three cases are very clear. In between, before the third case I went towards the second example, just be careful, just hear it properly. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Now let us go to the three conclusions of this. Now what is the conclusion? First conclusion, okay, I have just summarized it in a form of a table. First conclusion, that is the first case. Let us take the first case. If the displacement time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis, the object is stationary. So let us go to the case 1. Case 1, if the displacement time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis, then what is the object? The object will be stationary. The object is at rest. Second case, if the displacement time graph is a straight line inclined to the time axis, then the motion of the body is said to be uniform velocity. So what is the second case? If the graph is a straight line inclined to the time axis, the motion is in uniform velocity. So can you see, inclined to the time axis, it's inclined to the time axis. So the body, we can say that the body is moving with a uniform velocity. And the third case, if the displacement time graph is a curve, then the body is moving with a it is moving with a variable velocity. It's moving with a variable velocity. So these three conclusions, you can see them. Displacement time graph, straight line parallel to time axis. Displacement straight line inclined to time axis, motion is uniform velocity. Displacement time graph, curve, so motion is in non-uniform velocity. Then the second conclusion of the displacement time graph is that if the displacement time graph, okay, if in a displacement time graph the slope is a straight line, that is the tangent drawn to the curve at any instant, then the velocity is at the same instant. So if the displacement time graph of the slope of the straight line is like a tangent, right? If it is a curve and if a tangent is drawn to it, then we say that it gives us the velocity at that particular instant only, as in case number 3, where I told you that you will be having different velocities. And the second one, if the slope of the graph is positive, means what? It represents the motion away from the starting point. And if it is negative, it represents motion towards the origin. So this is the second conclusion. The third conclusion, knowing the velocity of the object at different instants, velocity time graph can be obtained. So if you know the velocity of the object at different instants, you can find the displacement from the displacement time graph, you can draw the velocity time graph. So I hope that displacement time graph aspect is very clear with you all. Okay, and you try to find out the slopes, try to work out these problems, and you will be understanding it more clearly. I hope there will be no confusions in the video. Please listen to it very carefully. Thank you children, and take care.